Hello guys, today I want to talk about a new Laravel feature released in recent Laravel 9.32, and here's a tweet by Nuno Maduro presenting that benchmark feature. And I will demonstrate it to you in this video. So essentially you can measure the time spent on some function that you want, or even measure comparison between a few scenarios. And over my career, when I needed to measure something, I always did it this way. Back from the days before Laravel, I always used this example from the official PHP docs, timing script execution. So basically you measure before and after, then have difference, and then show the result. That's it. So that's how I was doing that all the time. So for example, if you have time start, then do something, for example, user all. In my case, I have 10,000 users seated in the database, and then you just measure and dd the time with, for example, 3 decimals, and the result is something like this. So this is the time in seconds, 0.006 seconds. This is, by the way, another new feature of Laravel 9.32, and I have a separate video about it, so I will link that in the description below. The DD comes with the source where it comes from. That's also a cool new feature. But anyway, the old way is just measuring before and after and showing the difference. So now in Laravel 9.32, instead of doing before, after calculation and DD, you can just do benchmark DD with a closure inside. So let's try exactly the example from Nunu's tweet, and from the official documentation. You can find it in helper section at the very bottom. There's benchmarking, so we can benchmark with DD whatever closure we want. So user all, for example, or you can have a few scenarios, then put them into array and then call scenario 1 and scenario 2. And this is, by the way, a good example of measuring if you use the count from the table from the Eloquent, or you do all and then count in collections. And there should be quite a big difference in the code execution time. But for now, let's stick to the benchmark DD. And the result is, if we refresh, we have this. So just different presentation of the same number, 62 milliseconds instead of 0.06. I'm not sure, that's a personal preference. But for now, the new benchmark feature shows that in the milliseconds. So refresh, so 60 something milliseconds. So that's the new feature. And if we try the comparison thing, so instead of just closure function, you can have an array here. So let's comment this out and refresh. And we will have scenario 1 is in 3 milliseconds and scenario 2 is 60 milliseconds. So again, with 10,000 users in my database, see how big the difference is in terms of performance. There are more cool features and fixes and improvements released in the latest 9.32. I remind you that Laravel releases new minor version every week, usually every Tuesday. So you can follow the updates here on Laravel Framework Releases section, and I will link that in the description below. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel, so I will tell you the latest news about Laravel releases, new features, and everything around that. That's it for now, and see you guys in other videos.